Hello, everybody. Are you ready to start? My name is Amanda here. So, hello, Chu. Hello, Shanti, Matthew, Marcus, Adrian. Hi, Chu. Hello. Okay, so if you're around the laptop or your handphone, I just want to welcome you. And we're going to start soon. Today is another very interesting topic, is choosing the right proposal ring. Which is, of course, we'll talk at length about the diamonds, the selection of diamonds. We'll also talk about how to choose a ring setting correctly that is most suitable for your wife to be. Of course, we have a few ladies here today as well. So please share with us all your thoughts and comments so that the guys here can also learn from your experience here, okay, or your preference here, okay. All right, yes, please feel free to type any messages to me. I already see Adrian typing testing. I see your message. Hello. And any one of you who want to turn on your mics or turn on your video, I really encourage you to do so. Just let us know so that we can turn this into a good conversation and discussion. Okay? Yeah, if you are happier to remain texting and typing, continue to do so. Okay? All right. Okay. Now, I just want to share that I am representing two brands today. So one is eClarity, one is BA.SG. And eClarity has been around for 16 years. We are award winning, and there are so much emphasis on customization, one-on-one consultation, and the design remain exclusive to you. Once you customize something with eClarity, we will never duplicate the same design that we design for you for another couple. So your design remain one piece in the world and belongs to you. Of course, certain criteria need to be achieved. For example, if you choose something off the shelf, then it might not be, something that is within the exclusive range. But at eClarity, wonderfully, if I were to just show you with my laptop camera, then there are 500 designs here, and we try to maintain about 5 to 10 pieces in Singapore only. So there will only be 5 to 10 pieces of one design in Singapore, even if you are not customizing. All right. Now the second brand is awesome. Is BA.SG. It's a new brand that eClarity spins off, and it is fully online, specialized in both online and lab-grown diamonds. And you can now text the number and inquire for recommendation according to your preference and your budget. All right. So both very different brands, but supporting all the couples in Singapore and within the region. Okay, and my name is Amanda. So I graduated from NUS. I did computer science back then, and then so I after computer science, and I worked for a few companies before, and then I went to GRA and did a postgraduate gemology. That was 16 years ago. So eClarity and BA.SG, you can see that it's really an integration of online, where my expertise was computer science, plus my another expertise, which is gemology, and that formed eClarity and BA.SG. I'm glad that for 16 years, so many couples have come to us, and we have designed so many unique pieces telling love stories for all of you. Okay, all right, come. Today, I want to tell you why diamonds were chosen, right? Or probably is the preferred stone for proposal. It sounds a little cliche, right? But you know the statement, right? Maybe some guys can type for me. What is that statement? A diamond is forever. Yeah. You might think that it's cliche, but it has some scientific support to this statement, because diamond has a hardness of 10 on the Mohs scale. Okay, so there's something called Mohs scale. You can Google about it, or people who are already in more of the engineering sector, you probably have heard of this term, MOH apostrophe S scale. So it's a scale that measures hardness of things. And diamond has a hardness scale of 10. So it has a 10 rank. The number is 10. Whereas stones like sapphire and all that, they are 9. And your plastic and all, it could be 6. Glass could be 4. So this is on the ranking of a morph scale. That means that if you accidentally throw a diamond ring and a sapphire ring down from level 12 to ground floor, your diamond probably will survive the fall. Your sapphire probably will survive the fall quite okay, but with a bit of chip on probably the corners. So, and that's why we use diamond to represent our love for our most important person, that we will go through the thick and thin with you, and we are confident that we will stay together, right? Okay, so that is really the sweet um, uh, background to why diamonds are selected as the. Okay, so all right, that's that. And a ring is usually worn on the fourth finger, left hand, just so that there's something that's close to your heart. So heart is on the left side, right? So that's why it's left hand. So I always have guys and girls asking me which finger should it be? Should it be right hand or left hand? So it's left hand because it's closer to heart. Okay, and then apparently on the fourth finger, there's something called the vein of amoris. Okay, which is the vein of love. Okay, on your fourth finger, and that is connected to your heart. Okay, yeah, vena amoris. Vena amoris is the name of the vein. Okay, and it's called the vein of love. All right. Okay, so that's why we choose diamond, why it is a ring and not a pendant. That's the reason. Okay, all right. So now in Singapore, people buy diamonds to express our love, right? So very rarely I'll see a girl buy a diamond for herself. In my 16 years of career, I only remember a few girls who would buy like a solitaire for herself. Um, so when I talk to my friends that we are dealing with diamonds, people would say, "Oh yeah, your clients are mostly the Tai." So I always share with them. Surprisingly, most of my clients are proposing guys, right? They are guys who need to know more about diamonds. So they are very technical. They ask me things about light reflection. They ask me things about the angle, crown angle, pavilion angle. Now, these are not the questions that the girls ask, right? So that's why we are so much equipped, so much more equipped than some other jewelers, is because we have been seeing all these very technical guys where we talk about light reflection. A guy actually asked me during one seminar that I was giving, right? He asked me, "Amanda, what is the speed of light reflection in a diamond?" Well, I always remember this guy, because it remained as a question that I was not able to answer in a seminar. Yeah. So yeah, that's just sharing my life. Okay, so in Singapore, we buy a diamond to propose. We buy a diamond to express our love. Okay, so we also notice that when we have clients from Indonesia, from Malaysia, they actually buy diamond as symbol of status very much. So, I have a 1 carat, my friend would want a 1.2 carat, and then a 1.5. So even in the States, I remember when I was doing gemology, one of my classmates' boyfriend proposed to her, and it was a 3 carat. We were young then, right? We were only 20, 24, 25 when I did the gemology, 25 maybe. And so it is true that in the States, the guys really need to buy a diamond that's worth 3 times the salary, 3 times of his monthly salary. So with that, of course, the diamond industry is very profitable. The business is really good. So spread this around, okay, guys. And I know the guys won't help me to spread. So the girls, Adrienne, tell your friends and all your guy friends that 3 times the salary. That is the requirement. Okay, so it's not widespread enough in Singapore. Okay, so that's a symbol of status. And of course, wow, really, Adrian? Really? Three times less. Oh, okay. Not too late. Not too late. Ask him to talk to me. Okay, I will make sure he gets one that is 3 times his salary. Okay, I need to check paycheck before you buy a diamond. Ah, okay. Wow, your mom. Is that something from your dad that your mom gave you? Oh, she's a collector. Wow, I would like to meet up with you and your mom and your. Oh, wow, how I wish Adrian can turn on her mic because then it will become a panel of discussion. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me focus. Okay, Adrian, you are just so nice to chat with. I need to focus. Okay. So, and then of course the third reason is fashion statement. But continue to type. Yeah, I will talk to you when in between. Okay. And the rest of you, right, guys, please also send me some of your messages. Okay. And then the third reason is of course fashion statement, right? Interestingly, when you start to like as a collector, sometimes it's for fashion. Like I buy a pink diamond to match with my pastel dressing today. I buy a blue sapphire to match with my white clothes. So fashion statement, when it comes to fashion statement, is the thickness, the design, whether I'm wearing antique theme today or modern. So this is as part of the fashion statement. And of course, collector as well. That means you go for rounds, and then you go for princess, you go for different cuts and different shapes of diamonds. All right, okay. So that's the meaning of diamonds. So today we'll focus on talking about proposal. Yeah. Okay. Just for the interest of the slides that Curie has provided, there are some very popular diamonds here, like Hope Diamonds is worth 200 million, 45.52 carat. There's also the Star of South Africa. The Star of South Africa is a diamond that was not intentionally mined. It's popular because it was found by a little boy at the riverbank. So it was not. So that makes it very legendary diamond actually. Okay, all right, can we go straight to the grading? Okay. So I have this chart here. It is not the most beautiful chart that we can create, but I started using this chart maybe about 13 years ago, and I find it very easy to understand. So allow me to use this chart to go through with you. For diamond selection, so there are so many people who go beyond the 4Cs when they have not understand the 4Cs well enough in an academic perspective. So probably you have heard about 4Cs from some salesperson or you Google online, but I really want you to learn what you really need to know. Okay, before we even move on to things like the dimension, the angle, the depth, the girdle, the fluorescence, and the types of the inclusions. Before we go there, let's learn how to walk before we learn how to fly. Okay, so I would like to cover the foundation with all of you today. Okay, yeah, so you have questions, please stop me. If not, I will go through this very quickly so that I can cover a little bit more in depth on the advanced selection. Okay, now there are 4Cs, correct? Right? So there are times when people come in, they say, Amanda, I want the best diamond. What is the best diamond? You know, right? A D color, a flawless. Yes, correct. Thank you. True. Triple excellent. And then, of course, the carat is as big as it can be. Now, when you choose a diamond like that, the price is ridiculous. All right. So often I get questions like, how much is a 1 carat? Let me just share with you. 1 carat can range from 3,000 to 39,000. Right. So back then when we started as wholesaler, I remember that a D flawless triple excellent that I sold was about 28,000, no fluorescence, with GIA report. So now will I recommend a diamond like that to my own friends? No, I wouldn't, because um, you know, if you are wearing it for on your finger as an expression of love, I just want to share that a diamond that's about 29,000 versus a 1 carat that's about 10,000, they would look similar if you know how to choose the permutation correctly. Okay, I've prepared some diamonds for you to see later. So I have prepared D to Z, you know, a bit of different selections, and I have chosen you know, different clarity, cut and carat, and I will show you later. I hope you can tell me the correct answer, but if not, at least what your take home is, what is more obvious to you. Okay, can we prepare the 2 diamonds that I usually use to show, and I will show you something live here as well. Okay. All right, now on the other hand, there are also guys who say that Amanda, she won't marry me unless I buy her a 2 carat, but my budget is 4,000. Then I say no choice lah. Then you go for S color I2 pearl cut lah. Or if you really think that this girl is the girl for you, and she won't marry you otherwise, then yes, you have to go for that kind of grading. But will the diamond look good? Of course not. The diamond will be visibly yellow, visibly included, and the sparkle is also not good. So I don't really recommend the 2 extremes. So I would love to share with you how to choose the permutation and the reason behind it. Okay. Now the first C color, I always share that you need to imagine that is water versus honey drink. Okay, so Curie, can you help me to circle? Like water, it's probably DEF color, and the honey drink is probably about S to Z color. And your K color is a little bit like a diluted honey. The question is, do you need microscope to differentiate colors? Most of us don't. We don't use microscope to differentiate the color. Okay, in the lab, what we do is we flip the diamond upside down, and against a master set stone on a white piece of paper, we look at it, we decide, right? And then we keep moving the diamond, the specimen, among the master set stone, and then we decide the color. A few tricks, like we are not supposed to stare at the stone. We're supposed to look away, look at the diamond, and decide. It's a bit like perfume testing. You cannot be smelling it too much, and then you get numb. So colors as well. You know, your eyes will start to play tricks on you when you stare at the diamond color over a long period of time. So always look away, look at the diamond, and decide. That is what a gemologist do, right? A gemologist does. But for you, I just want to share that during lunchtime, you know, sometimes the girls sit together and compare the colors of the diamond. I've been tested many rounds. Whenever I attend a wedding dinner, people will ask me, what do you work as? I say gemologist. The whole table will come to me and say, Amanda, what do you think of my color, you know, my cut grade? I must share with you that in a social setting where there is chandelier lights and all that, it is not easy to differentiate a D from an E, from an F, a G, a H. All right. Now, the thing about J and K, that's when, you know, when you cover the light, you see a little bit of a change in the color. But between D to G, sometimes you wonder, is it because of the chandelier lights that's giving the yellow color, right? So I always cover the light. So much so that now when I attend a wedding dinner, I always bring a diamond, which is around a G color. And when someone asks me, I will flip the diamond upside down, cover the light, and see if you are more colorless than mine, you are DEF. If you are more yellow than mine, but not visibly yellow, you're HIJ. And then if I can tell that it's yellow, right, without comparison, I then can conclude that it's a KLM. Now, I'm sharing this just so that you know how easy or how challenging it would be to tell the difference among the top few grades. All right, now a KM is just diluted honey. An S to Z is a honey drink. All right, so that is the gist of it. Okay. I also want to share with you about fancy colored diamond. Now, fancy colored diamond is altogether a different thing. It goes beyond Z. Okay, technically, it has to cross Z. The color of the yellow is vibrant, saturated. It is then a premium diamond. All right, so you understand that. Now from D to Z, the price go low. When it cross Z, it becomes fancy color diamond, and then the grading will be different again. So it goes from light to faint. You know, what's the grading? Let me just from the basic one is faint, right, and then to light, to fancy, and then fancy intense, fancy vivid. Okay, so that is another grading altogether. So it goes down and then it goes up. That is for yellow diamond. Okay, now for things like pink diamond and blue diamond, as long as it has a slight tinge of pink and slight tinge of blue, it's already considered fancy. So if you are in the HIJ kind of saturation, but the saturation is not yellow, it's pink or is blue, it's already a fancy color. All right, so I hope you understand this. All right, that's the difference between the mainstream and the fancy. All right, that's for color. Okay, second thing, let me talk about clarity. If you have a question, let me know. Yeah, okay. I think, Adrian, I think I just answered that question. Okay, now the second thing is clarity. On the contrary, color and clarity, they are almost opposite, because clarity, you can never tell a clarity using your eye. You cannot be sitting side by side and I say, I know you're wearing a VVS. I know your diamond is SI. I wouldn't be confident enough to even point out an SI over a wedding dinner. Because what is clarity? The definition of clarity in the gemological sense is how obvious the inclusions are under a microscope. Okay, now and we are guided that we should use 10 power. Okay, I must share with you, in exams we sometimes will cheat and go to 20-30 power to really see whether it's there, and then we go back to 10 power to draw the size, because we're supposed to draw it on our exam pieces, right? We need to draw it. Okay, but 10 power is the guideline. All right. Now, flawless means that under 10 power, using a microscope, you see nothing. No inclusion. Not you, a trained gemologist. In fact, 5 gemologists grade a diamond in GIA system. 5 gemologists. So flawless, you see nothing. VVS, you see 1 inclusion. VS, you see 2 inclusion. SI, you see 3 inclusion. I, you see 4 inclusions. Okay, I'm overly summarizing this, but I hope you get the gist of it. So it's how obvious the inclusions are under the microscope. Now, why do I say I overly summarize this? Is because it's not just the number, okay, of the inclusion. So the number, the position. Okay, let me just write it down here, because today I feel that some of you, I've seen your name before, so I'm interested to go a little more in depth and a little more advanced. And also based on the question that you asked me, I feel that you are ready for that. So just let me know if this is a little, so feel free to type message so that I can cater to your interest. Okay, so for clarity, what I mentioned just now as a summary is the number of inclusions. But what would also matter is the type of inclusion, the position of inclusion, the number, the color of inclusions, and the size of inclusion, and whether it's on a reflective angle. Okay, now these few things matter. Okay, Chris, can you, when you type in the chat, can they read it? They can't see it, huh? Okay, I think these are the few things that I would like you to know. These are the few things that also affect the clarity grading. Okay, for example, I have 2 diamonds. One, I have something in the middle, but it's colorless. The other one, I have a long feather beside it, at the side. Okay, can you see? Chris, are you able to show this bigger? Can you see my drawing? Are you in? Can you see it?
I can see it.
You can see it? Okay, all right. So, okay, so these are two diamonds with two different inclusions. So which is worse? The one in the middle with one colorless inclusion, or the one at the side but with a bigger line? Which is worse? Now, so then that's what I meant, right? So the middle one has a bad position. The one on the side has a bad size. All right. So then this is something that the gemologists need to make sense of it out of the rest of the thing. So for example, the color, is the one in the middle transparent, or the one at the side, is it black? Right? And then we need to also see the size. So it is not as simple as the one in the middle means bad, the one on the side means better. It's not just that. The one that's smaller is good, the one that is bigger is bad. So we come up with this 6 to 7 grading criteria, and then we decide. So as a gemologist, you make a decision. So every diamond is graded by 5 gemologists, just so that we keep some consistency, because there are some gemologists who are more lenient by nature, and there are some who are stricter by nature. So GIA has that system where every diamond is graded by 5 gemologists. Okay, all right, yeah. So that's something that I hope is something that you learn today, because often I have people who come to me and say, Amanda, I want to buy a VS2, but I don't want an inclusion in the middle. But let me share with you, if it is a VS2 and if there's nothing in the middle, then it could be a bigger one, black in color by the side. Okay, or it has 10 inclusions, all transparent everywhere. Something like, I'm exaggerating. I mean, probably the kind of inclusion I described is FI already, but I just want to share with you that there's almost no better VS2 than the other in this sense. Okay, of course, your personal preference aside, scientifically, it is all a totality, a grading that is given after considerations of that many things. Okay, all right, you understand about clarity. Okay, so now, unless we are like, Adrian's mom, where we are collectors level, where we are we want to collect different things, because I have guys who told me, Amanda, can you find me a diamond with heart-shaped inclusions? Yeah, that is a different level altogether, right? But if we want to buy one diamond that is good price, good value, looks great, when I see the guys, I would say choose a VS2. Sounds good, looks good, because most of the time you can't see it with your eyes, and price is reasonable. Yeah, okay. Why do I say sound good? Because SI doesn't sound good. You see, VS and VVS, they sound similar. So many of the guys and girls, after a while, they don't even remember which is which. Is VVS better or VS better? So it sounds really good, right? Now, SI sound different. So I have seen girls where you tell them that, hey, I bought a SI for you. The girl would say, no wonder lah, I can see the dot. No wonder lah, it's not very sparkly. The psychological effect comes into play, and then everything turns bad. All right. So I always remind the guys that, sometimes it matters. All these psychological factors, don't underestimate them, because then the girl will keep staring and look at the diamond and look at the inclusions, like imagine the inclusion, and one day she will see it. Okay. All right. So that's probably the problem with SI. Okay. SI is also more visible when it is in a step cut diamond. For example, if you buy an emerald cut diamond, don't go for SI. Stick to your VVS and probably VS1. But when you choose a kite shaped cut, for example, a round brilliant, a good SI may not be extremely obvious unless you're buying like a huge diamond, like a 20 carat and all that, it becomes obvious. All right, that's about inclusion. All right, now for flawless diamond, in my 16 years of career, I've never sold more than 10 pieces. Basically because it is really rare, so therefore the prices are also very high, and most of our couples are for proposal's sake. So the less than 10 who bought the flawless diamond, usually the guy either has very high expectation of himself, or the girl has already mentioned that, I want something flawless. Of course, the meaning is also like, you are flawless to me, so I'm buying a flawless diamond. All right, but we always say that when you buy a VS, um, nothing is perfect in our love, in our life. Nothing is perfect, and we embrace the imperfections, and therefore I always support VS as well. Okay, all right, okay. Now, uh, so for I grade, just want to share with you, for I grade, be very careful, because sometimes people take my words a bit too far. So they say, Amanda, can I buy a F color I3 or F color I2? Wow, you are stretching your budget, and you are stretching the limit of the diamond. Now the problem with I is that so as a gemologist, we are trained that if a diamond inclusion has visibility or durability concern, we have to grade it as an I. Okay, so I'm probably scaring you here. So some of the I grade diamonds has potentially durability concern. So meaning, just now I mentioned about throwing the diamond ring from level 12 to ground floor. So if you were to throw a diamond ring from level 12 to ground floor and it's an I2 grading, for example, there's no guarantee that the diamond wouldn't crack along the line of the inclusions. Okay, I'm scaring you, but of course, if you are truly looking for I grade diamonds, I will then give you a lot of, you need my involvement. So I need to really go through the diamonds with you. We probably choose one that is bad in the numbers, but good in the position, just now among the ranking that I said, among the criteria that I said. So then you have to embrace that, wow, you probably have 20 inclusions, but the position is good, right? It's not that, and the size is good, for example. Okay, so okay, I'm going very in depth today, and I like all your little supporting statements. So yes, I feel that all of you are ready for a more in-depth discussion today. Okay, that's about clarity. Okay, all right, 50% done. Okay, cut grade. I like to say that the cut grade is the BMI of the diamond. So some diamonds are cut really deep, some diamonds are cut really shallow, and then some diamonds are cut just nice. So you know what I mean, right? So like if you look at the diamond from the side profile, so some diamonds are just very deep. Okay, so and too shallow, and then just nice. So when it's just nice, the light reflection is then guaranteed at an optimal level. There's no light leakage, too much of a light leakage. Okay, there isn't too much of a light leakage. So allow me to share with you the drawing here. Okay, so the first one is when the cut is too deep. So the light goes to the bottom. Technically, we call this kind of diamond reflection a bow tie effect. This one, when it's too shallow, this effect we call it a fish eye effect. So you can imagine the diamond is dull and whitish, okay, when you flex to the side. Now when it's proportionately cut, it goes back to the tabletop. And because you are usually seeing the diamond from the tabletop, so this one matters. This one will then reflect the maximum amount of light back to your eyes. Now that is when you score excellent cut. Great. All right, so if I were to personify them, cut is the BMI. So do you know that usually is three things together: the cut, the polish, and the symmetry? So cut is the BMI. The polish is like the skin. So if I were to personify that the diamond external layer has no polish line, so no wrinkles and no scars, all right, no pimples, all right. So that means the polishing skill was done well, was applied well, all right. And then the last one is symmetry. You know, diamond has all this little kite shape. I wonder if you can see, but there are all these kite shape around it. In total, there's 57 in a round brilliant. So the kite shape needs to be symmetrical. So if again we were to personify this person's right eye and left eye should be the same size, the right hand and left hand should be the same size. That is when you get excellent in the cut, in the polish, and in the symmetry for diamond. Okay, now you would have heard of terms like ideal cut, perfect cut, super ideal cut. Now this is really just different terms by different labs. So example, right? Let's say Chris graduate from Harvard. Okay. Okay. Do you look like? Yes. Okay. Sure. He said. So let's say Chris graduate from Harvard. He get A for his math. Okay. Now Curie graduated from University of give me University of Chulalongkorn, okay? Chulalongkorn University. Curie got a super duper powerful distinction for math. Okay, now I ask you, does Chris has better math or does Curie has better math? Now you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know because it doesn't mean that when the term sounds better, it means better. You get what I mean? I mean, respectfully, University of Chulalongkorn is a very good university in Thailand. But I'm just using this because the name is so cute. You know, when we say it, yeah. So just so that you know, so in the market, if you hear things like super ideal, I hope that you are wise enough to know that this is not better than excellent cut graded by GIA, because GIA best grade is excellent. That is the A from Harvard. Your super ideal cut from, let's say, IGI, EGL, HRD, AGS, different labs. We don't know. We don't know how stringent the grading is. So you cannot compare that to a GIA excellent. Okay, now in GIA, there isn't a grade better than excellent. There isn't. Okay, the best grade is excellent. All right, just so that we are aligned in these grading terms. Now you will also be hearing things like hearts and arrow and HCA score. So these are all the little different methods that jewelers choose to catch your attention. So when you visit a store, instead of looking at the diamond, instead of bargaining on the price, so that we can show you some showmanship where we show you hearts and arrow scope. We show you hearts and arrow scope is this little toy. Can I have the toy? Yeah, and then you can see arrow shape and heart shape. Yeah, all right, and it spins off into many devices. There are things like ideal scope and all that, similar devices. You can only say that if a diamond have very clear arrows and hearts, you can say that the symmetry is good, right? So, but I always ask, the guys, why are you double checking symmetry when GIA has already graded for you? Why are you asked to double check symmetry when no one asks you to double check clarity or double check the color? The reason is that it fascinates you. When you go under the scope, you see arrows. What is your reaction? Wow, right? So it fascinates you. That's why people are eager to show you hearts and arrows. Okay, now it's not a bad thing. Sometimes you buy a heart and arrow diamond, your girlfriend will think that you are willing to put in more effort for her. Okay, your girlfriend will think that you're willing to pay more for her. She will probably say, yes, I'll marry you happier. Okay, But what I want to point out here is that scientifically, it has no very strong support to that. You have to buy hard and narrow diamond to ensure that it's a better cut. Okay, all right, there are other ways to do it. Now, HCA is a website that is founded by mathematicians, according to their website description. So they use mathematical formula to calculate the light reflection angle. And so when you key in the dimension of the diamond, they give you their own grading based on mathematical calculation. Yeah, so that I mean, no harm, right? In a very kiasu way of selecting diamond. Then you make sure you get a triple excellent from GIA. Then you get a HCA. You also get hard and narrow. Yeah, but then you go and eat chili crab with your diamond ring on. What will happen? All the sparkle that you were ensured scientifically and psychologically will be gone after one meal, right? You have chili crab stuck in between the claws, and you next meal you go for some Western, so the fries is also stuck inside, some chili sauce also coating your diamond, and sanitizer is also around. So I always say that reasonably we get a good enough cut grade, like a triple excellent, and you maintain it clean. I guarantee that your diamond will be the sparkliest among your friends. Okay, so I nag people on the 5th C a lot more. The 5th C is cleanliness. Okay, all right, so beyond the 4 C's, I've come up with the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th C, which I'll share with you later. All right, so you understand about cut grade now. I think quite in depth. All right, yeah. And the last C is carat. And I think this one I don't have to explain. All of you would know. Yeah, thank you very much. Today I have Chu and Adrian being the most active participant. Thank you very much. Yes, so carat is the weight of the diamond. A lot of people will tell me it's the size. But yes, weight is a smarter answer. So 1 carat is equal to 0.2 grams. But obviously, as I said, if as I always say, let's say Chris is 200 kg and say if I'm 100 kg, Chris will look bigger than me, right? Because so your 2 carat will always look bigger than your 1 carat. Okay? All right, you understand that. So today, I have these 2 diamonds here, right? Let me just bring out 2 diamonds. Okay, you see, over this laptop camera, which is not fantastic. Chris, can you hold this torch for me? And I would like you to see, if I were to walk in to a function room, okay, with these 2 diamonds, and I walk away, what is the first thing you can tell here? Yeah, is it the carat, the color, the cut, or the clarity? Yeah, so thank you. Yes, now the rest of you are also answering. Yeah, you can tell the carat, right? This is big, this is small. All right. Now, are you able to tell the color? So just so that you know, this is a 2.15 carat, and this is a 0.6 carat. Okay. All right. Now, can you tell the color? Yeah, thank you very much. So this is more yellow and this is more colorless, right? This is actually a J color and this is a G color. Okay, so you see just over a camera like that. Okay, now if I were to ask you, can you tell the cut grade difference? Okay. Yeah, so some of you say that this cut grade is not as good. Now the answer is this is a triple excellent. Okay, this is excellent, excellent VG. Okay, lastly, for the clarity, this is a SI and this is a VS. All right, so you notice that the most obvious C, yes, thank you very much, is what? Is carat, right? Yeah, followed by the color and then the cut, lastly, clarity. Okay, all right. Now, next slide, I would like you to see, yep, all right. The next slide. Okay, just so before we go into lab test, okay, where I will show you diamonds and I will need you to get a paper and a pen to write down. That before that, let me just share with you, take into consideration that cleanliness is very important. That's the 5th C. Okay, the 6th C is certification. So it matters a lot, right? Whether it was a GIAD color or a IGID color, EGLD color, or is it a cert that Adrian and me set up together, the A and A cert? Okay, the A and A cert thinks that this diamond is D. Okay, so the certification is important. Okay, you want something that is non-disputable. Okay, followed by the cost, right? It should all make sense. And lastly, the crafting is important. So I came up with this 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th C. All right. Now, lastly, let me show you the range of diamonds. We'll go into lab test now. Okay. All right, come, let's look at the lab test. Now, I have 6 diamonds here. They range from what, Curie? Let Curie explain to you. Yeah, can we see the diamonds, please? Yeah, Curie? You can share. What are the diamonds there? Yeah, you can show the diamond and then you can read. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the diamond slide. Okay, so there are 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and 1 carat here. Okay, there are D, E, F, G, H, right? And is that flawless? There's flawless. So there's flawless, VVS, VSSI, right? And what else? Triple excellent and non-triple excellent with VG. Okay, you look at this diamond, we are keeping it as fair as we can, shining lights minimally from far. Are you able to tell the difference? Okay. Okay, when you're doing the test, let me just see your... I used to wash hands with my diamond rings on, thinking the soap can clean the diamond, clean the ring all together. Okay. I'll share how to clean diamond later. Adrian, why do you think it's a bad idea? You can share later, okay? But for the rest of you who are doing this, okay, so Curie has just turned on the video where you can see the sparkle. Yeah, what can you tell here? All right, so if you have written down, you can now check the answer, okay? Curie, can you let us know the answer? All right, so for the carat, it goes from 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 to 1 carat. And then the color is D, D, E, F, G, H. All right, and in the middle, there are 2 pieces with triple excellent, Hudson Arrow, and HCA premium score. And then towards the right, the 0.9 is actually a very good cut only, so it's not a triple excellent. Okay, not easy, right? Not easy. Carat, maybe that's of course the easiest to tell. The color is already not overly obvious here. All right, but of course we are giving you a lab environment here. Okay, yeah, Yeah, so I want you to own this experience. I want to really feel what is most important to you. Very interestingly, sometimes you might be surprised that maybe the 1 carat is probably about the same price as the or probably let's say the point 0.9 is probably a similar price to the point 0.6 in this case now. So then you have to kind of make a decision on what is most important to you. All right, okay. All right, next. Price range. Yeah, just to share that because today we're talking about natural diamond graded by GIA. So you will know that, right? The 1 carat range from say 7K or even lower to 20 something K. So depending on the color and the clarity, okay? And all the way to 1.2, 1.5, 2 carat, 2.5, 3 carat. All right, okay. Adrienne will be interested to see this 3 carat that your mom passed to you. Do you know what color clarity it is? Maybe we can come down and visit me and we can have a diamond appreciation together. All right. Okay. Come next. Ring setting. Okay. So yeah, it's important to choose the right ring setting as well, right? Because for example, what are your thoughts? You know, I always have the my mentality. Let's say if you have a 3 carat, I kind of like a 3 carat to be mounted with some side designs. Yeah, so that you know you can also express your personality rather than a big stone only. I kind of need I like to show more um, um, Adriana, you're coming tomorrow, Adrian? Yeah. So I kind of like to emphasize on the personality because only through the setting I can express my preference, right? Whether I'm more antique person or whether I'm more modern, what is my color preference, you know, whether I want rose gold, yellow gold, black gold, you know, I can then showcase it in the setting that I choose. All right. Okay, so from top to bottom, I will share with you a bit more. Of course, there are some French design, some American design, and you know that is classic and popular. But I have so much more to show you. Like, okay, can we just run through the slides? Okay. Now, when you're choosing a ring setting, always think of these few things, right? Number one, what color would you like to have? Rose gold, yellow gold, white gold, champagne gold. As you can see from the picture that we shortlisted, there are different gold color there. So different colors will show off different things about the diamond. If you want the color to be shown off, you probably want to choose white gold. If your skin tone is very pale, you might want to choose rose gold. So you can always tell me, take a picture of your girlfriend and let me see, you know, if you like my recommendation towards the gold color, I would do that for you. Okay. Now the second consideration is, do you want to have side diamonds or do you want something classic without side diamonds? So I have guys who say, you know, I like to remain practical. I want the focus to be on the main diamond. That's fine. It's a very good starting point. And then thereafter, you can always bring back your ring and we can customize into different designs later on, okay, to add some side diamonds and all that. Okay, all right. And then you also need to think about what kind of band design. Do you want it to be straight? Do you want some swirl design? Or would you like to have double band? All right, the broadness of the ring matters. So I have people who say, you know, Amanda, my girlfriend thinks that her finger is very thick, so she wants to have something broader. That's also something that I hear sometimes. So whether that is I will tell you, sometimes I challenge the point because sometimes it might not mean that a thick finger goes with a broad design. Sometimes it's on the opposite. So I will share more detail, okay? And the number of prongs, as low as 2 prongs, as many as 8 prongs. So how does that make a ring looks different, right? If it's 6 prongs, people tend to think that it's very safe, but it of course block out some of the light reflection. When it's 3 prongs, you feel that it's not safe, but the 3 prongs diamond ring is often very sparkly. The light reflection is fantastic. So it depends on the carat size you choose, and I will go in depth on this when we meet again. Okay, all right, for the interest of time, can we go through the next few slides? Right, so if you want to see some of these settings, okay, or you want a screenshot of this, you can always request from Chris or from Jimmy later. They will send to you. Now these are some crazy designs that we did. Yeah, if you saw just now, there was a swan rings, and then there was also, what was it, the slide before this? Yeah, look at the bottom right. So there was this guy who loved the girlfriend so much and said, Amanda, can you make a big heart and then just put the diamond inside? Now, not our best preferred design, but that's something we designed for the couple and they love it. And there was a guy who brought in a soft toy and said, can you design the soft toy as part of the proposal ornament? We have done that as well. Okay. Yeah, so many designs, and over at eClarity there are 280 designs in store ready for your viewing and trying. So when you are ready, you can come in and we can show it to you. Okay, so these are the few videos that we would like to just let you run through. There's halo designs. The most popular transformation from a proposing couple to after being married for a few years, many of them will change the plain design to halo design. Okay, trilogy, and this is someone who loves dog, and we design a dog paw design for him. Okay, and all right, engraving. So you can always engrave any words inside the proposal ring or the wedding bands. eClarity now has engraving, DIY engraving. So if you dare to engrave your ring yourself, we would actually pass you one engraving pen, this little device where you can engrave on the ring yourself. So yeah, so we will first give you some metal to practice, and then you can engrave yourself. So I just engrave a heart shape on this metal. Okay, you can see. Actually, this pen here, we let couple practice many rounds so you can see many words here. So yeah, so if you are game enough to engrave on your own ring, we will let you practice and then you can engrave yourself. All right, okay, so I won't be covering fancy shapes and fancy color today. If you have questions, I would love to arrange a one-on-one consultation because I saw many of your questions are all on colorless. So if you are having questions on fancy shape and fancy color, I'll do a one-on-one Zoom session with you, or you can schedule an appointment to see me at eClarity. Just mention that you like to talk to Amanda. Okay, all right. Now moving forward, send me your stories. Please tell me when you are going to propose, when you like to have your proposal ring ready to Jimmy and Chris, and then we will see you very soon. Okay? All right. Okay, the next webinar next week, I'll be talking about wedding bands, all the different customization. What are the different alloys of rose gold, yellow gold, black gold, champagne gold, purple gold, and what's the difference between gold and platinum, stainless steel, tungsten, yeah, and finishing, whether to have diamonds or not. So we'll discuss about that next week. And then after that, we'll talk about natural and lab-grown diamonds. And then we'll talk about yellow gold and gemstones. Okay? All right. Okay. So these are the contact numbers. Thank you. Thank you for staying through the whole session. All of you are awesome. And I look forward to hearing more from you. Just so that before I move on, I just want to share with you that Curie has prepared some videos for you later, which is how to mount a diamond. So she has taken a video, right, a sneak peek of how a craftsman mount a diamond. So she will be showing that after this. Okay, if you like to stay, you can watch that video. Okay. All right, there is a question from Adrian. Can gem report shows origin of the diamond? GIA doesn't show that. GIA doesn't tell you the origin of the diamond most of the time, unless they are absolutely sure. Because as I have shared before, that we can only like for example, if you look at me, I ask you to guess my origin. You kind of guess that I'm Asian. I could be from Singapore, I could be from Malaysia. I don't look like I am from France, right? So you make an estimation, but I ask you to write down on my birth cert. Now, the thing is this, for a human, we are kind of recorded when we are born in the hospital. But diamond, it has a difference because when it was from the ground, it is a piece of rough. It's only recorded at the point when it is after it's cut, then it has a report. So in between, the diamond could have gone taking the flight from country to country. An advanced gemologist can kind of make a guess or a judgment where this diamond could be from based on the type of inclusions. But GIA report wouldn't be writing that on the diamond. They could probably write where it's graded, but where it was being dug, that part is rarely written unless they are absolutely sure. Okay, all right, how do I verify? You can bring it in, we can discuss a bit more. Okay, I'll share with you a few tips. All right, okay, thank you so much everyone. I have to end here. We have next appointments coming into eClarity, so let's keep in touch. Always remember that I'm around, just a WhatsApp away. If you'd like to have some virtual discussion after this, we can arrange a time. All right, thank you. Enjoy your dinner and enjoy your evening.